3 years ago, I moved from Hawaii to a small island in Japan called Awajishima. At the time, I thought I knew exactly what I was doing. I thought moving to Japan would help me learn Japanese. I thought it would help me start businesses. I thought it would give my family a fresh start and bring us closer together. 3 years later, some of those things happened and others didn't. But what surprised me most wasn't what Japan taught me about Japan. It was what Japan taught me about myself. Like many people, I fell in love with Japan long before I moved here. When my daughter was born, everything changed.
Hi, Yummy?
Yeah, Emma. Suddenly, every decision became about creating the best possible future for her.
Come, Emma.
I don't want to.
It's okay, Emma. Come.
There's sand on my shoe.
Okay, come. Let's go.
I love Hawaii. It will always be home, but I felt like if I wanted to build the life I envisioned, I needed to take a risk. When I discovered Awajishima, it felt right immediately. It reminded me of Hawaii, an island surrounded by nature but connected to larger cities when needed. A place where life moves slower, a place where I thought we could build something together. Before moving here, I thought living in Japan would naturally make me better at Japanese. Looking back, I realized I was confusing being surrounded by a language with actually learning it. One of my first experiences living in Japan happened at a Daiso. I remember walking through the store feeling proud of myself. Then I got to the register, the cashier asked me a question, and I froze. I couldn't understand what she was saying. She was only asking if I needed a bag. Part of me thought immersion alone would somehow do the work for me. Growth still requires effort. The environment can help, but nobody can do the work for you. Hi. That moment did not make me want to give up. It made me realize that if I wanted to build a life here, I had to become comfortable being uncomfortable. A few months later, my parents came to visit. As a person who had moved to Japan, I felt responsible for showing them around. The problem was I barely knew what I was doing myself. It felt like the blind leading the blind. Again, the lesson wasn't really about Japan, it was about humility. One of the most difficult parts of moving was watching my daughter navigate something I couldn't really protect her from.
Emma, let's go.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, baby.
I'm trying to be friends.
Oh, I want to be friends. Let's go. Thank you, baby.
Daddy is my best buddy.
Thank you, baby. Mwah. You're my best buddy. Thank you so much, baby. When she started preschool, everything was unfamiliar.
Everything! Gamare!
And then she started coming home frustrated. There was a day at preschool when she wanted to go to the playground. The teachers didn't understand because she was saying playground in English instead of koen in Japanese. Then she told us she didn't want to go to school anymore because the kids were evil.
Yeah, we can get it.
Baby's so cute, Daddy. It's a cute pet.
As a parent, hearing that hurts. I felt guilty, but I trusted her, and she amazed me. Within weeks, she started speaking Japanese, then more Japanese with my wife. And then she started speaking Japanese to both of us. Eventually, she realized that I didn't speak a whole lot of Japanese or understand it at all. Now, she speaks Japanese with my wife and English with me. My daughter's become my symbol of perseverance. Whenever I feel like giving up, I think about how she kept trying, day after day, without ever giving up. She reminds me that it's okay to try again and again and again. As much as moving challenged me personally, it also challenged our family. I gotta reinstall all of this, and then I have to see where I'm gonna put this outlet, and then we'll see how much I need. Before moving, part of me believed that a fresh start would solve problems.
Hold it, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the biggest realizations I've had is that Japan wasn't going to bring my family closer together. We had to do that ourselves.
顔の横に並べて。かわいい。
My relationship with my wife wasn't perfect before we moved. Communication wasn't always where it needed to be.
I didn't take the picture.
Oh, what actually happened was Japan exposed everything. We relied on each other more than ever. Moving countries didn't strengthen our relationship. Choosing each other did, every day. Even though Japan couldn't solve our problems, it gave us opportunities. Awajishima gave us space. It gave us community, it gave us a chance to slow down. One thing that surprised me was how connected people are here. I remember when our neighbors invited us to a barbecue. It seemed small, but it meant a lot to us. People often ask what Japanese people think about foreigners. My experience has been that most people are simply curious, interested, and friendly, especially here in the countryside. It would be easy to look at the last 3 years and focus on everything that didn't happen. But when I stop and look back, I realize we've accomplished more than I give ourselves credit for. I'm proud of what we've accomplished.
You did it, Emma.
My daughter is
Good
bilingual.
job. Yeah, you did it, baby. Can you thumbs up? Yeah, you did it.
We renovated an entire house despite having very little experience. I passed the JLPT N5, the Japanese language proficiency test. The first level, but it's a start.
Gotta do homework.
I became a certified associate data analyst. I started a few brands, including the spam flipper here on YouTube. We've had the chance to travel all over Japan and internationally, and have more family adventures planned ahead. Is it rough? Okay, good. I even passed Japan's food hygiene manager course, so that one day, if the opportunity comes, I'll be ready to pursue another dream. I definitely couldn't have done it without my wife's help translating and studying with me. But the accomplishment I'm most proud of isn't any of those things. It's that we didn't quit. Things took longer than I expected. Some plans failed, some goals moved slower than I wanted, but we kept going. My family never stopped believing in me, and I never stopped believing we could build the life we came here to build. If you're thinking about moving to Japan, I can tell you this. Japan won't magically change your life. It won't magically fix your relationships. It won't magically make you successful. But it can give you perspective. It can challenge you. It can expose weaknesses you didn't know you had. And it can show you strengths you didn't know existed. Three years ago, I thought moving to Japan would change me. What I didn't realize was that Japan was simply giving me the opportunity to change myself. The work was always mine to do, and honestly, I'm grateful for that, because while I've learned a lot about Japan over the last 3 years, I've learned even more about myself. I don't consider myself an expert on Japan. There are people who have lived here much longer than I have and know far more than I do. And this is simply one family's experience. It won't be the same as yours, but it's been ours.
Yeah, let's go.
I've been thinking about making this video for a while, and with everything that's been said lately about Japan and foreigners, I realized that the only experience I can honestly speak about is my own. So that's what this video is. We're still building our life here. Maybe in another 3 years I'll watch this video again and realize how much more I've learned. For now, this island is home, and I'm grateful we took the chance.
Ika. 美味しい